Okay, Hello, I'm back with another stream. We had some issues earlier. I wasn't able to stay on, and the thing kept crashing. I really needed to get some loot for the Crenum. So what I like to do is I toggled both. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one of each until my hole gets low. And I like to max fortify. It seems to help a lot. As soon as it gets in here, I'm going to speed it up. And then we'll go right to the charge next. I double buff them. And I've had mixed results. Sometimes it doesn't, these completely uh, crush them, and the other times it does not. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go use the other one as well. I'm going to see if I can get my Sorrentos up here. I don't know that it'll get that far, though. We'll see. Will it get this far? Yes. It'll take 3 minutes, so we'll let this thing charge a little bit. I'm not sure if the discovery will go here. I don't want to try because I've already got it in motion. We'll go ahead and let this one tick out. But it looks like I need to beef up my Enterprise. Rethink the crew I got below deck on that one. McCretchen never really took any hull damage. Okay, now we're going to go right back to the static. We'll see. We'll kill about 30 seconds or so. I'm going to grab something to drink while we're doing that, so I can get my Sorrentos right at the end of it. It's almost out of juice. Oh, hell. Damn, I forgot to go to the store. Okay, let's go ahead and start it. And join. I don't know why it said 2 minutes on it. That was weird. Okay, now I'm there. Let's go ahead and buff the Enterprise, and we'll do the other one here in a second. right to the charged. Oh, I put the wrong damn ship in there. Okay, let's go in there. Join. Let's pull that Sorrentos out of there. Okay, when can I? You got 15 seconds. I'm gonna hit my Gretchen with the boost. Even though it's got the better hull damage than the other one. Let's see. No, we don't want to do that one. We want to do that one there. Okay, we can do switch. All right, now speed it up. I need to do some formations. I tried to get that going last night, but I couldn't get enough people. That's the loot I'm really low on. This might be the last one. I hope I can get one more. I doubt it though. I got a sliver. Let's give it a shot. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I don't want to do these unless I have to. I need to go out and place my miners out. Haven't done that tonight. I basically haven't been awake very long. Like I said, man, that this whole week, last week, taxed me down. I'm not looking forward to going back to work tomorrow night. Okay, I barely got through it, but I did. Let's recall that one and recall the other two. Fix it. You know, the one thing you get so many of these repairs. I wish you got the same amount of the other speed ups. I've never come to a point where oh man, I can't do this because I don't have enough speed ups to fix my ship. I thought I pushed that already, but we shall see. All right, let's go ahead and redeem all that. We should have gave us an even amount of loot. Let's see. So we got 6. So we got 303. So that's 11 million of each. And then we got the survival chest, which is a little bit smaller. So that'll be enough to make some pulls in here and load my stuff back up again. I need to do I need to do this because I tiered it up and I've got a deal for it, but I don't know why that one didn't. Okay, so that's for that ship. Formation. We need to go to the regular redemptions, which is right here. That's a weird deal where it's actually more efficient to do the 4 than it is to do the 1. Okay, let's see if there's anything else in here I can do. I may start trying to work on one of these epics or one of these rares in here. The rares, I'm not that, like I said, they're not real important officers, but I wouldn't mind VL out for sure. Let's see what this is. Rep gain, I don't need that. Yeah, these are real expensive. But they're pretty strong buffers. How much of this do I have? I'm gonna look at this one. It's got, it needs 30,000, so it won't redeem it. I got 8,000 of it. And if I use that, it almost uses it up. So no, I better not do that. But I might be able to do it from all the loot I just got. See, I want to come in here and do one of these pulls, but I don't have the I used it up. Let's see, section 31. Let's do this one for sure. And let's do this prime bundle. I don't think any. Oh, my officers are up now. Okay, we can do that. Okay, Miss Q. Yeah, the other ones aren't. I'll have to wait till later in the day when I wake up and do those. X Borg, what's up here? Big thing is I don't have anything to spin these temporal disruptors on anymore. I have a few of the artifacts I haven't tiered completely out, and there's a few behind the paywall that I didn't buy, but other than that, I'm done with that. These are decent ones to do every day. Now they do have a task in here, but unfortunately, just clearing your daily is not enough to finish the task. And so that means to finish the task, you're going to have one of these favors that you can do that. And I don't think I have no favors left that spins uncommons. So there's that. Okay, artifact. You know what? I'm not going to even do this one because I don't, like I said, I don't need any artifacts anymore. The faction one gives you some faction credits, so why not? The forbidden technology one, yes. And it didn't get no bells. Okay. Augment. Let's see if we got any pulls. We got that, which is nice. But I don't think we got any chit. We got Zach. We got a pull here in 23 minutes for the common. I'm not sure how much I got common going. I don't even have I don't even have a full pull. So I'm gonna have to go out and hit those. How am I doing with the other ones? Yeah, probably if I make a couple regular runs, I'll get enough for a full pull there. All these are a day away, so I guess there's no real hurry. Definitely want to do that. That gets me just a little bit closer on that dude. Uh, and I don't have enough to do one of those missions yet. What is this? Yeah, G3. No, thank you. All right, so that was like all I can do there. I'm gonna have to make some runs, but I got some other more pressing issues before that. Okay, let's go ahead and recrew our people back where they belong. go ahead and manage, put a regular crew back in. Oh, whoops. Damn it. Why do I always do that? All right, send this one. Okay, now we go to our enterprise. And we go ahead and put their crew in. And then we go to our, I don't think I pulled anybody from there. Yeah, I pulled, what's his name for the simulation. So let's put him back. And let's see, swap ships. We'll put our battleship back there. Okay, we got everybody for him in there. I think this one was my cube. Put that one back. Looks like all the players are there. We'll check our other cube. Everything looks good. And the other ones I don't think are gonna matter because I'm gonna have to. Actually, I'm gonna have to pull the cube off the mix. I'm not gonna change crews. I'm just gonna send the miners out there to do their thing. I'm just gonna do enough to do the dailies and pull them back. If I was gonna leave them out all night, then that might be a different story, but I'm not. Okay, well, I guess it really doesn't matter. I usually change the order of these. Okay, let's get my, there we go. A new Grange. All right, so we're already in this space. Let's hit it over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and send him there. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into 70 space over here. It's got a super highway, so you can get there a lot faster than you can the other one. Okay, so let's finish that. Let's go in here on here. Okay. Let's see what we got in the refinery. I thought I went through all these. Okay, there's two that I missed or they procced after I looked a while ago. That's all distinct possibility. No, I just got that from those pulls we just did. That's where that came where this came from. You know, I just made that pull. It had raw materials in it as well as regular. So we may have some look through all this and see if we got anything. Okay. Okay, we were good there. I don't think we got any. Well, we got this one. All that came from the other pull I made. Check, nothing else. Continuum, I know there's nothing in here. I don't know why it does that, but it does that a lot where it puts the empty stuff in here. Not definitely. Oh, that just changed. I just looked at this 5 minutes ago and the cooldown had went away. Again, I'm just using the X-Borg stuff to keep this thing full for my alliance. It's not really for me because I'm completely, if you saw the other night when I put you in there, I'm completely done with that research tree. I wish they would do something to add some stuff in there. That would be nice. Okay, so I've been making this pull even though that type of one is different. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, dang it. Okay, there's nothing in here. And there's nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. And then it just keeps putting stuff in, stuff we know that there's nothing in. I hate that little bug. It keeps doing that. Okay, so we're all good there. We got a few redemptions to do. Max fortification one, a hostile hunter one. We got that counted as the generic one. That'll be one we don't have to do when we're in there, or one we won't get credit for. If you want, either way you want to put that. So, all right, let's get the cube out. We'll put our PVE crew in there, and we'll go into uh, we'll go up into uh, probably Romulan space because we did our thing earlier. But I will definitely check that to make sure we got that milestone. I'm pretty sure we did. Uh, but the way things have been going today, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Let's get Janeway. I'm going to put Janeway. I need to really just go ahead and change this. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. Because it was real close before I tiered the Doctor and Janeway up. Now they're both completely... There's no way that they're not the meta again. I will do some testing just to confirm that, but I am probably pretty sure until I get Sam and James Kirk up to tier 5, then they'll probably go back to being the #1 crew. But right now, I'm pretty sure that Janeway's crew is the better PvE crew right now than either one of those. But you know, I do a lot of testing. You can see that on the videos. When I upgrade these officers, I usually will do a full test. I just haven't had time to do it. All right. Looks like there's not going to be any full nodes up here. Let's just find one we can. There's one right there. But like I said, I'm not going to stay here the full time. That one's probably more like what I'm going to be. Well, I don't want to do that. That's not gas. Need gas for that one. There we go. Let's find a gas node. We just need. Okay, that one's probably the right size too. We'll take that one to 0. We'll take both of them to 0, and then we'll reset them. The only time I like to pull off of one of these nodes before I empty them is I'm not going to stay up here that long. We got that roach that's patrolling this sometimes. So let's find a node that's just enough to clear the daily, if there is one. Looks like there's only that one, that 500 million one. Okay, so we'll take that one. No, that's not it. There we go. All right, then. So we got that all done. Let's go ahead and, since we're in Cleons, let's go back. Local. I pushed the wrong button. Okay, so we'll hit this one first. Thought I just pulled that. It should be up to 20 at least. Okay, where's, wow, this one's, somebody's in here hitting them. Damn it. Okay, let's jump. So we may have to come back to that. We'll see what's in this other. I don't know why it didn't. You saw me push the damn thing. That's disappointing, man. Yeah, because he's in there. He's in there popping, doing his daily too. He needs 69s, but I'm sure he's doing the 70s because he gets more points on them. So we're gonna go into this one. We'd be wasting our time in there. So what we're gonna do is we'll do this, then we'll do something else because there are a few other things I think I need to do tonight. Some of the stuff I want to do, like I'm probably won't be able to because there's not enough people on the line to do some of those group mechanics. All right, there's some 71s. Oh yeah, I don't have the artifact on. I took it off because we were doing let's doing uh solo defenses. I may go ahead and turn it back on just so it, because it's easier to do these with the artifact on. I have to remember to take it off if I go back into it again. Where's it at? There it is. Turn it on. Let's get that one. Let's go with the artifact and go get these. Get as many as we can so the next one we make up here it'll be a little bit easier to finish it. But he's already made to where there's no way I'm probably gonna finish it. Okay, is it stuck? God dang it, it looks like it's stuck. Okay, we gotta do it again. I hate when it gets stuck. It just wasted a bunch of my time and valuable time in here. So we'll go back with this one here after that. I don't see if there's any more 70s we can pop. I wish the 69s counted. I would sit there and be hitting them with the cutting beam. I'm going to do it anyway for the loot. Yeah, I'm not going to even... This was a waste of time. Wasted time. Let's see if we can get this one. I doubt it. I may just quit that and tell it to go here instead. There's one right there. And let's see if we can find a 69 to pop. It's counting for this right here too, so how far am I away? I'll get 100 points when we clear the day. Usually I don't like to do it that way. Usually I do it like in the very first day, especially when I got a free one. I just haven't been feeling really good the last week. I mean, I've been mostly playing when I've been on here. Which is not the norm. I usually play a little stream and do a lot more on the side, but that hadn't been the case here the last week. Let's go right back. See how close are we to finishing it? Let's see. We haven't even got the first uh faction one yet. The one that has, I think it's 10. Yeah, we didn't even get that yet. Damn, if I hadn't put these miners out, I would go ahead and move up into this space and let it warp on regular. But it's too takes too long for the other way. All right, we'll go back in there. Okay, let's see what we got. Now, the technique that you can do, if you go in here and there's not very many, you can just hit couple and go into the next one. But I don't know if that's an option because he was in there grinding just a minute ago. So I don't know if they have spawned back or not. But I got a lot of 70s in here, so it might be okay. If this stupid thing doesn't stall out like it did last time. I didn't notice I lost some valuable seconds in there. I think it's funny. I'll read these dudes in uh AC. They worry about stupid shit sometimes. I'm gonna see if I can cut both of these down. It probably only take 2 shots each. Let's see if I can charge it back up again. All right, let's find some stuff. We gotta leave those two alone and not hit them. Remember not to hit those. Let's see if we can find it. Here's another 71 we can pop. Let's see if we can find, here's another 70 we can pop. Because I can probably do either one of these. When they're dead, here's another one we can get. Can never find that other 71. I think it's right there. As soon as I charge it up. Yeah, after this one, I'll be able to pop that one. Come on, there we go. Okay, let's see if we can find some other 70s in here that we can queue up. I know we could pretty well clean this one out. Here's 171 left. We may have to go into the other system if it looks like it's going to be, no, I may have already got all the ones I need for this. Let's see. Yeah, I did. So we're done after this. Let's go. Well, it took us 2 runs. I was surprised. I thought it would take at least 3. But this system was pretty loaded with them, and they were close together. And they were in there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get that one. We'll go ahead and use our cutting beam and just get rid of it. Okay, wait, when it's done, why not? There should be another one. It should be double pulled. Okay, I got one more, and there's another 70 there. We're basically doing that for the treasury. We don't need them anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and tell it to go up here next. All right, we're done with our dailies at least. That gets that kicked in the butt. I'm trying to think of something we need to do. Let's go through our refineries and see where if we're low on anything. And I'm not sure if I got any directives. Let's we can load that ship up and with our armada crew and send it up there and see if we got any directives. I don't think I do, but I might have pulled some in one of those whatchamacallits. Yeah, man, would like to play more into this thing here where I'm in 10th place. But again, the prize is Syndicate XP, and I'm I'm done with that until they do the expansion. And it's kind of dumb to be burning it just for that burn it for that sake. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our Armada crew in there, which we're probably gonna get to put an extra player. Okay, so let's see who we want to put in there. Let's go lower deck. Now you could easily put him in there, that he would help. Now I wish like a loot crew would help on that, but you get a drop box. It doesn't give you actual loot, you know. All right, let's see. Hmm. Well, where are we low at? We're low at. We need some health. Let's put a health officer in there. Since we're not using the minor one, let's go ahead and throw that in there. So that evened it out nice and easy. So um, we're gonna go ahead and send it. I'm not sure whether I've got any directives. It wouldn't be a bad deal because the hitting the regular hostile score pretty high in that event too. The event I'm talking about is the Chaos Tech one. Um, Chaos Attack. I'm in 10th place. I got there doing these solo armadas in there. Um, it is what it is. I don't think I have anything I can do to. Now, all I need to do is like two uh, accused trials to finish that one. I can go ahead and I waited purposely so I could at least make one of these pulls. I'm not really sure how many bells I got. I had more than I thought earlier. Okay, I've got enough to clear the one milestone. So I'm using my battleships. Let's go with explorers. So we'll just go in here and do our thing. Oh Lord. We'll do this real quick while that one's flying to where it's going. We'll know real quick whether we what. Let's do this thing again. Oh, there it goes. There was a couple. There was a one was being buggy. The other a couple. I guess it was about a month ago. I was having to triple acquire those targets to get them to hit. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll be right next to it. No, not that lucky. Okay, let's send him here. All right, attack. And when we hit this one, it should be enough to finish the event. But I'm gonna do one more so I can get that loot pull in the dailies. And there we go. Because I looked at that earlier and said that's 2 runs. And I would have liked to do all five, but I don't have enough bells. It'll give me one in the daily gift things, but I'll save it for tomorrow and try to do a whole pull. Okay, let's do that. Okay, now we're here. Let's see if we got any directives. I don't think we do. Okay, I got polys, but I don't have anybody online that enough people online to come up here and do these right now. Because the scoring of the chaos attack event, when you saw me just score off that Q's trial hostile. Uh, these are the two things you want. This is what gives you monster scoring abilities. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and it's a interceptor. So let's go ahead and see what kind of points we get by hitting one of these. Um, this crew isn't bad. It's not one that would pick to do this, but I'm just gonna see. Yeah, you get 19 trillion by just doing those, and you can see I have no hull damage, so I can sit there and rack up some points by just doing this. Cheap. It's a cheap build, so if I die, big deal. Plus, I'm getting some valuable loot. This wouldn't be a bad deal to come up here with the loot crew. And there's no battleships in here, man. Okay, let's queue them up. Let's stay away from the may have to. I looks like I'm gonna clean this one out very easy. Here's another one. What can you do? I'm just gonna go ahead and just start. I don't care if this dies. I'll just sit there and just load it up and let it do its thing and score some points. But you can see these are the hostiles that are scoring big. There's a battleship. We'll do that one first, then we'll do the explorer. Yeah, it's not. Even though I don't even really have what I would call a PVE crew for this, I'm still the ship is strong enough, and the officers I got in there are good enough that um, I'm not using a really good crew and still being okay. There's a battleship. I've got a full queue right now. I'm gonna do that one, and then when he's done, I'm gonna. There's another battleship up there. I'm gonna fill the cargo bay. Once I fill the cargo bay, I'll go down. Because like I said, I'm not trying to win this because it doesn't have anything that I was kind of thinking more for my alliance guys coming up here and doing a bunch of these to help because couple of them are above me in the standings, using my directives to get some loot and to help them. I got plenty of it, but I'd rather one of our guys win the thing if they need it. And I think the guy that's ahead is probably done with his Syndicate XP too. But again, like I said, he's a guy that has to try to win all these things. Let's see. Let's go up there and look. I'm pretty sure. Last time I looked, he was way up there. No, he let the other dude pass him. I don't know if he figured out that this wasn't going to really help him much. But I mean, yeah, if it was just something here that I really wanted, I'd probably kind of harp on try to get more people to help me do these polys. And I would have been in here all night just doing what I'm doing right now because these score so high. But right now, I'm just going to get a full. To not make this a wasted trip, I'm going to go ahead and fill my cargo hold full of that loot to keep that part of the refinery full. Yeah, I was using. There was a task in the alliance tournaments, like it's either 2 or 3 ago. I got it twice and loaded up this uh, loaded up my refinery. I haven't really made a pull up here since, or even done it run up there ever since. So, um, yeah. So this will kind of keep that going where I won't have to deal with it because this has got a pretty good sizable cargo. I'm full now. I can uh, quit this and get out of here. I didn't know it didn't show me that little symbol that it does when you're full. And I still got a significant amount of my haul left. But here, guys, this is the system you want. If you want to win that event and get all that Syndicate XP, this is the system. And you can hit the hostels, get a bunch. You get a bunch by doing the solos, but you even get more by doing the polys. All right, let's see what else we can do. So we're gonna put that pretty full. It's gonna be the continuum. See, I've already got. Well, that's the other loot. Let's see if I click on this, does it show me? See, I wish it showed all your loot in this store instead of just like three, one that chooses. But I was I still had a decent amount of stuff to make pulls over here. That was the loot that we're earning here is for this part of the refinery. These all come from the armadas, and with the little ship. The other one you don't need the little ship to do. Okay, so let's see. So we're good there. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and change out the crew, and then we're going to go up into go in space, and we're going to go into that 40 system. I'm going to put a loot crew in. We're going to go in that 40 system and fill it up and be done with it for a while. We'll also get some of the little bit of stuff that we need for Jockum, but just not really. The pulls are going to be significantly smaller, but it will help some. Okay, what we got here? Well, okay, that's what I thought. So what we're gonna try to do is we're going to be fill this up so we get a better so we can get a full pull here, and basically for the DeMarco token. I mean for the uh, when we make this tomorrow, we'll get a full set of stuff for DeMarco when this goes. And right now I do have a full pull even if I don't do anything in this one, but that I'd like to have both done. Let's see what we doing here. I like to see one that gives me this stuff. Let's see if something spawned. Yeah, nothing new. Oh. Yeah, there are a lot of events now that are paying out this Syndicate XP that I don't have to do unless I want to because it's not going to help me in the game anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the loot crew in. which for this one I've got set up right. I may go ahead and use this new preset for a regular loot crew, but this is for the augment stuff. So I stick that. And since we're punching down, I'm gonna use the that little character guy here because he does have loot bonus in your down lower deck right there. Let's see. So I've got, make sure I got everybody I need. I got the doctor below. I've got these three bridge officers all give me loot bonus. And so we're good. So we're going to go into augment space, which is going to be right here. We're going to go in the 40 system. We're going to load up our rev, and then we'll hit the 50 system after that, because I pretty much get all the rare and epic I need where the place that I normally grind. And what's cool about this is once I mark the whatchamacallit, I don't really have to worry about I don't have to worry about going against the triangle. I can just mark them. And we'll get the treasury tonight, probably. That'll be cool. Okay, go. What you do, then you go. So you stop it. Okay, it's supposed to stop. Recall, stop. Where'd it go? If that did that, that was kind of a screwy thing there. Okay, we're gonna make sure that that's a D3, D3, and we can just go to town on these. They move pretty quick, so sometimes this thing can hurt you. But when I was just going only for battleships, that was kind of the way it had to go. But yeah, we'll look at our loot. Oh, there's a loot bonus ship. Let's go for that. We'll put this one next, because that's exactly what we're going for. And even the little ones, they're scaled, but they give you a bunch of the 40 ones that are not very better than the hostile you got in there like 10 times, but as you go up they have more loot in them, but you still have the same odds to die no matter what, even though that the 70 has a lot the bigger powered ship, and but your odds of dying is exactly the same whether you hit that 40 or 70, unless you're using a really underpowered ship, and then your thing may die anyway. Okay. What we got left here? We could go in freebooters and just finish it. But what I am gonna do instead, I'm gonna go. I think all my daily part of it's done, but it'll clear that one too. It'll clear two things at the same time. Let's go ahead and do it like give them like a trillion. Let's see where we're at up there. We'll take that all the way to where it's where there's no. Right now I had like set 576 point. I think it was a 0.9 trillion. I'm gonna give away the 0.9, which is almost a. Yeah, I can remember that. I can remember. I mean, for a large portion of the game, 31 billion would have been so much Parasteel. You would actually look for a base that had that much in it so you could rate it. And that would be a good score. Now it's nothing, you know. See the economy once you go from where you're at to where I'm at right now. I would say our economy is at least double digit trillions is normal for the parasteel. Anybody that's got less than 10 trillion is going to be poor. Yeah, because I've seen players that are like in their 50s um, have 200 trillion in parasteel. So okay, there now I'm down to 7.8. So that I did give them a full trillion, or maybe a little bit more. No, I'm not. I'm in the U.S. I work nights, so I never really got off my work schedule this week. Slept during the day and played the game, and you know I work the 6 to 6 shift. I go in at 6 o'clock in the afternoon and get off at 6 in the morning. So this is just similar to one of my work nights. But yeah, I wasn't feeling well. I haven't felt well this whole. This was my 4 day off weekend, and usually I go and do some stuff on it, and I didn't really do it because I was pretty tired and I didn't feel well this weekend. Um, Wanted to go to Lone Star Park for their Lone Star Millions Day stakes race day. Rain like hell here, and so that usually makes the racing not that good because there's going to be horses that you were planning on, that you handicapped, that you were wanting to wager on, that they scratch on you. I was surprised they did the turf race, but they did. There was some couple of decent prices when I looked at the results the next day that went off. It was either a price or chalk. There was no middle. You didn't have very many uh, $7 or $8 payoffs. They were either uh, under $4, less than even money, or somebody that won over 10 to 1 type odds on everything. So, well, yeah, I mean it's Tuesday night for me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's still Tuesday night. I mean it's Wednesday here, 3 in the morning or something like that. Yeah, 3:20, 3:25, 3:29 a.m. Um, but no, I'm in the U.S. right now. But just like I said, my days and nights are different than the normal person because of my work schedule. But yeah, the new little, I don't know if someone put Flash on there. The Flash Pass is pretty good this time around. You got uh anytime you get one of these, whoops, I pushed the wrong thing. Anytime you get one of these battle passes that you got officers that you can't source, that doesn't have, I mean, really good sourcing like DeGiorgio, uh, I mean not DeGiorgio, but Giorgio here, uh, or Giorgio, I guess, I don't know how. But anytime you get a battle pass that has a harder officer to source, it's always a good one. And these are cheap, man. These are dirt cheap. You can get them for $10. Uh, they're the value on them is way beyond $10 if you look at the economy of the rest of the game. And even on the overflow, you still get, because on the regular battle pass they haven't been giving you officers, so you get 10 more of her. Plus you're going to get the rods to be able to get a free treasury. Works towards it. I mean, I played a little bit yesterday, but the game was kind of broke yesterday. You can look if you look at my earlier streams that I did earlier when I was awake. I tried to go on here twice, and both times uh, the game crashed on me and caused me to reboot my computer. So, um, I mean, it seems like it's a little bit more stable tonight. Maybe it's because not as many people are using it, and plus that they got invasions going, and then and it seems like they can't get their crap together when they got they fix something, and then when they add like a regular I can imagine that when they do incursions here in a couple of days, that it's going to be a complete shit show. You know what I'm saying? Okay, something's weird going on here. So now it froze up on the Acura thing, and now it won't let me go back to those things. So I'm going to clear localization, see if that helps. Just when I started giving it praise, it screws up. Okay, so let's go. Let's clear the localization. See if those hostile queue markers, because you can't hit them again once you queue them. You can't get them with a different ship, or you can't re-queue them. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so here's one. Okay, now it's working. But you got to be careful on the interceptors. Make sure you're not hitting the D7 class, or you're or boom, you know. So right now, what I'm doing, guys, if you just jumped on the stream, using my Rev. I'm gonna load up with this common uh, thing, the common loot uh, for the faction store in there. I don't have enough to make a full pool in there right now, so that's what I'm doing. I'm getting trying to fill this thing up with loot, and I'm also going to do the same thing in the 50 system for the uncommon. Um, let's see, we got that one marked. I mean, I got so many interceptors in here. I don't have as many battleships. Battleships is what I'm looking for. But as long as I look at it when I toggle it and make sure that I'm not hitting a D7, I'm okay. And there should only be one in here. It should be only the one that I stopped. Where's it at? Right. I think it's this one right here. There should only be one in there because there's nobody else grinding. And it goes away as soon as I leave the system, that goes away. Isn't the mobile game that crappy users keep pushing on their channel? Yeah, I'm using a PC version right now, guy. I'm using one on my Apple uh, Studio. The I think the Mac version, because it's the newest, it's the most stablest of all the ones that they have out there. Uh, that's what I've found playing it, because I did have it on a gaming laptop that I was streaming from. It did okay there, but it was still. I've found that this is the most stable platform so far. That could all change in the next patch, you know. But so far, I guess, let's see, how long have I been doing this? Um, since March when I bought this Apple Studio. Uh, this has been maybe the more stablest I've seen it, because I actually play it on my iPad and very little on my iPhone as well. When I'm somewhere like I'm eating or something, and I'll sit there and want to change my miners, or sometimes if the guys are in a wave defense and need a guy, I'll jump in on my iPad too. But there are some of the mechanics I think are better, like on the iPad than they are on the PC or the um, I mean the Mac version of it. One of the things that is easier, I think, to play is the wave defenses, because um, I think sometimes time to click on them like this and acquire them uh, is harder to do when I can just touch and do it all at one time with the iPad. Well, I don't have anything open right now. The only thing I have open is the streaming program and um, uh, the Mac. Oh, I mean not Mac, but the uh, Star Trek Fleet Command. But this Mac Studio that I got is so powerful. Even though I'm playing this game and I'm also streaming at a very high rate, uh, I'm only using 3% of my CPU. Because I see that stat right here, right now. It hovers anywhere from like 3% to 5% sometimes, but for pretty much when I look at it, it's always around 3. Now I've heard that cheaper Mac Mini it works good too. There are a lot of people that when I went researching it that are doing online gaming using the Mac Mini, because um, you're looking 3 grand versus 7 grand. I mean 3 grand versus $700. And I think they're right now they're cheap because they're going to come out with a newer one. I think they've went all the way back down to the original base price that was $599. Uh, I don't know. I can't see that, but I'm just saying that uh, performance wise for the computer, I can't be happier. Um, I had actually one of those um, uh, ASUS uh, gaming laptops. Um, Now it did use more. It did use more CPU power, and it did have like one of those overclocking things. It never got to that point on it, but uh, this new uh, M4 chip that Apple has in the computer is really powerful. I can tell that when I go in Final Cut or something like that and do some editing, where my MacBook Pro that I used to have, where it would take it 20 minutes, 30 minutes to render a video, it does it like in 5, you know. And see, I can't be more happier with this setup. I mean, I quit a job and had some extra cash and decided, man, I'm gonna get me a really good computer instead of uh, struggling with this, because the problem was the OBS program that I had. It was free. It was open source. It's really nice, but it would get buggy sometimes. Um, I would be on here and I have if you saw my setup doesn't change. I used to play. I haven't figured out how to do this because, like I said, this is brand new. I've started using this Ecamm program like less than 2 weeks. I was able to figure it out and stream with it just 5 minutes after I downloaded it. But I'm still learning things on it. One of the things I am going to do is going to bring my music back. Um, but I was hearing something today that from one of the content creators that follows the all the copywriting stuff like that. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go to this site and register all my songs that I've written that I'm using on here, because there is a chance that they could get stolen from me and somebody call put copyrights for my own damn songs. So Uh, that's something I'm gonna have to look into before I bring the music back, because I don't want to have to take down a bunch of my own content because somebody grabbed my uh, music and claimed it as their own online. So I'm gonna have to do that. No, I mean the it's whatever bugginess is in the stupid game. It's not in the computer because um, the computer is does really well. Like, but something it did a while ago is whatever glitch that when the game crashed earlier today, it did something with my video that. See, right now I've got two screens going. I've got one with the program that you guys are on, the one I'm streaming, and I've got one screen with um, uh, Star Trek Fleet Command on it. And for some reason, when the game crashed, it was like my game screen was gone. Uh, so that's the reason why I had to reboot the computer, which is a weird deal because it was like I had two screens with the eCam on instead of one, and my mouse didn't work on either. But it was something. It was when the game crashed. What happened there would it went gray screen inside of here, and then I would force quit the game to try. Sometimes that works when it does stuff like that. Is two things you can do. You can go in here. If it'll let you, it wouldn't even let me get to this here. Um, Go in here and just clear the localization. And it's not bad with this game. It's not bad to do it often. Like if you're flying back from a system, clear the damn localization. And but I couldn't get to it, so I on went up there and used the Apple icon and force quit uh, Star Trek Fleet Command. But I was able to go over here and quit the streaming software because, like I said, it was like it was on two screens instead of one. But it was something. And then earlier we started getting error that error 05 or whatever it was. We had a bad problem with that like a year ago where it was just the game was almost unplayable. But that is gone now. It seems like I said, it seems like it's a little bit more stable. Even though we saw that weird thing just then where the but that's a bug in the artifact. I don't know if it's in the game itself, but there's every once in a while where the your ship will just pause and won't do anything. Okay, we need to look and see where we're at loot wise. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it. Okay, I've still got a bunch to go. But right now I'm using a loot crew, trying to get as many of these as possible. Let's see what's going on here. I hate when it puts it in Galaxy chat. That's something that's been kind of weird lately. Because used to, I would just always keep it in AC or Alliance chat. And it would always stay there. But now it'll change over to Galaxy chat even when I don't just playing. I don't know why it's doing that now. Yeah, Arrow 505, that one that plagued the game about last year, I think it was, that you couldn't every time you tried to do about every third click that you did in the game, you would get error 505. He was doing that a little bit earlier today, but I haven't seen that since I haven't seen it when I was playing a little bit earlier. Um, before I started streaming because I woke up. I guess it was about 8ish or so, and I went in here and redeemed a few of my stuff in here, and I remembered I needed to do something in here, and I did it, and I noticed it stopped it. It hadn't been doing it, but for but on total, even though I'm sitting here talking about bugs, it's the Apple or Mac regular OS uh, seems to be more stable for the game than the other three. And when I say the other three, I'm talking. Uh, I've never played it on Android, but I've got enough people in my alliance that I can read what they're saying about it. A lot of them play it on their Android devices. I actually played it on. I'm playing it on the Apple OS mobile on my iPad, my phone, and like I said, I played it on the PC client as well. And for I don't know, for about a year, I had that Apple, that streaming laptop that I had, or gaming laptop for about a year and a half or more. And I basically bought it because I wanted a bigger screen than my played on a bigger screen than my iPad. But right now I'm playing this on a how big is this screen? It's big. It's the size up before 32. Because I'm using a 32-inch screen to for my streaming, and I've got I think it might be a 48. I don't know if that's the right size or not, but when I bought this Apple Studio, I went ahead and bought me because I really like this 32-inch one that I've been using. I was using it as my main one for a minute. I went ahead and changed it over to the bigger screen, and I really love it. Yeah, because I thought I would probably do like it was before. The only time I ever used the computer was when I'm streaming, but that hasn't been the case. This has been the primary way I've been playing it, even when I'm not online streaming here. Um, and it's really easy too. That before that, it was a big deal when I would use either my laptop or my iPad and record video and try to get it to my MacBook Pro. Now it's just, I recorded something later today when I get through um, doing the stream here. I'm going to go in and edit it. I kind of did my review of the last arc, and that's one thing that's cool. I can go in and record stuff without it streaming, and that's going to be on my YouTube channel. If you're one of the YouTube viewers, I'm going to have my take on the whole arc. From all the mechanics in it and what it takes to keep these. I was checking to make sure it didn't. It's moving. That's what you got to look every once in a while, especially if you're doing what like I'm doing, trying to cherry pick some of these, and I'm not even in the same place where I'm at. Sometimes this what that artifact will freeze up the ship, and most of the time, all you have to do is do this and reset it, and it's good to go. But other times, you have to clear the localization. But that's been a known bug in the artifact since the day they launched it. So that's not I don't think I would technically say that's a game bug. That's a mechanic bug. I got YouTube on my second screen. Autoplay shenanigan. Yeah, well, man, I wish it was doing this back in the day to like uh 3 years ago. You would have seen some of the best shenanigans in the world at night. We used to be like four of us that all were night people, and we used to raid together. We would go find punch up on guys that were higher ops than us. We used to we were a freaking wrecking crew. Most of this server hated us, uh, but unfortunately, uh, different things. So a couple of them real life issues made them force them to quit the game. Couple of ones quit because they got tired of the server politics and said, "Man, I want to actually play a game that's fun, not the kind of game that they're trying to make us play." Which I totally understand. But thing is, I just play my game and I don't care what they think. You know what I'm saying? If they want me in their alliance, cool. If they don't, then uh, hey, screw them. They'll be the first guys I target when I drop the the tag. And believe me, I'm kind of the enforcer on our server. You don't want me not in your alliance. Like if I drop my tag right now, I'm sure there's four people. I get four invites without even asking. But this is the only alliance I want to be in right now. Because if it wasn't the case, I would be somewhere else. And I do like to go completely solo for a while, where I can pick my own enemies and uh, do the things I want to do. But right now, the admiral of this alliance doesn't care what I do. So as long as that stays the case, uh, I'll stay here because he is my friend. Have you ever tried KPS? Those streams gather a lot of attention for single player. KPS. I've never heard of KPS. What is KPS? I don't do that. I mean, it helps if you guys follow my channel, but I'm doing this for fun, guys. I'm not doing this. I'm not monetized. I'm not. And if I ever came to the point where I got enough followers where I could monetize it, it's coming back here. I don't need the money. Uh, I got a good job in real life. You're never gonna hear me beg for subscribers, or I'm never gonna put anything behind a paywall. There's never gonna be join Spades Patrol or some shit like that. You're not gonna see that. Because to be honest with you, I think it's ridiculous that there are people that can do this as their full-time gig. To to Yeah, they contacted me. I didn't really understand what their uh deal was. I mean, the guy that from their organization that contacted me about 2 years ago, when I first started putting like instructional YouTube videos up. Um, I didn't really understand what it was, to be quite honest. I mean, the program that he described to me didn't sound legit, but I'll I'll definitely look into it. But I was contacted like, I don't know, 2.5 years ago when I started, um because what I ended up doing is I watch some of the same guys you do. Some of them give you really good advice, and some of them are, they're just shrilling for Scopely. They're things that they convinced me was a good thing to uh, go all in on, and when I did, I found out it was garbage. Like the cube was a piece of shit until you got it to tier 13. Uh, the And another thing is with this stupid junker ship. One of the content creators was harping how great uh, the refinery for it was. And I went ahead day one, and this is not what I do. Like the gimmick ships, um, I have to see a real value in them to do them, because most of them I get, and like this one, I'm using finding another value for the rev. This is not what it was designed for. What I'm doing right here, but this one was cheap, and I free to play this one, and I've already got it up to tier 14. It was easy to do. I mean, I'm not down. I was down on it when it came out, just because I wasn't going to spend all this money to get the Stella 2.0. But unlike the Stella, where it's only good for that stupid little loop, it doesn't seem the case. This one tears up quite nicely, that you could use it to cheaply grind some of these stupid grinds like the one we're doing right now. And it's like I said, it's got a huge cargo hole. And like if I was still a G5 player, this would be my OPC chip. I'd go out there hunting OPC miners all day with it and fill it up. Because this little ship would crush Selkies if it was profitable to do that. But I don't, but the problem is, like the Sigma stuff, it wouldn't even take. It would just kill the ship and give you nothing. But it would get the match. You could go into one of the match systems and low up. Um, but the problem is not that part of the mechanic. Is the real part of the mechanic is here. Uh, what it, the exchange rate from the raw to the actual materials you need to use in the game is so horrendously poor that if you went up there in OPC hunt, especially if you went up there with your G6 ship and did it right, uh, your repair bill would be far more than anything you could ever get from the refinery. So it'd be like a lost leader type thing. It'd be more if you do it because you're an asshole than because you have a real value in the game. But that was not true with the the G5, the G4, the G3. Because I'll be honest with you, uh, back in those days, I never did mining Monday at all. I always went and stole what I needed, because there were so many guys that would set their ships out all night, and I could go out there and get my Talios and fill that some bitch all the way up to the gills, come back, dump it, and do it 3 times on a Monday, and I'd be set for my refinery for the whole week, you know. And well, I'm kind of leaning back in my chair a little bit. I'll stop that. Um, but anyway, so yeah, the whole but this little ship right here, I think you could use it for multi-purpose, not only for just whatever, but there are some of these that that are not real great. I'm kind of wondering what it would do PvP. I could sit there and load it up with my bet, because I got a full set of seats below deck. I could sit there and load this bad boy pretty hard, and uh, maybe maybe shock some people. Because right now it's like today when I do the upgrade, it's going to be over 6 billion. Because the next thing I'm going to upgrade is a shield that's going to give me a big boost in power, and so it's already better than some of your 6G ships already as far as power. But is it actually good for PvP? I don't know. The tally was pretty decent. I beat ships that I had no business beating with it. Um, but Is this is this really the Tally 2.0? That's what we need to be asking. It might be, especially for, like I said, players that are below Op 61. But the one, like I said, the one that really recently kind of pissed me off was this, because the only way that you can get resources to do those those elite uh, wave defenses, and they also convinced the game makers that a G6 player needs all these instead of giving us more here. Um, there's literally no reason a G6 player would need uh, 4-star parts. Maybe an early G6 player could use these as he's trying to maybe finish out one of his epics or something like that, but definitely doesn't need 4. And as you get, I would say once you get 64 or above, you don't need any of these. But I was disappointed on that, and I was the officer the officer uh, acquisition thing right here. Uh, all the pulls I've got today. I got Rachel Garrett for the first time in here. What I've been getting for the most part is him. Um, got a few Una, and I think I've gotten her once. And I don't think I've ever gotten Riker in here. But heavy Zeb here. And but the only really two that I want in here is these two. Um, and pretty soon I'm close to, once I tear her out, wouldn't want her anymore. But this is really the only place you can source her, or both of these actually. And I guess well, is he in one of the other ones? I don't know, but that, and you can get her in this new faction store with the. Okay, I'm not in the right spot. I was there a while ago. I don't know why I switched it. Okay, so here in the epic, I believe is it the epic? No, it might be the rare. Thought she was in here. You go back. Maybe I just didn't see it. There's Riker. Well, no, she's not in here either. I thought she was. Damn it. No, she's not. I'm making sure. I thought I saw her in one of these. Oh, I clicked the same rare. Let's go to the uncommon. To me, this is the best selection of the officers in the uncommon pools. Once I get him finished, and I'm all I need is the acclaim to tear him out. I've got all the shards I need to go to tier 5 with him. Once I get done with him, it's all going to be about getting loot for this so I can get DeMarco done, and I'll probably not even hardly engage with the second part of this mechanic, where it's uh, these missions and Khan's champion. Now there is some stuff, if you guys haven't noticed, in the away team that uses the same loot. Um, this is a very valuable, and this is as soon as I get Zeb, this is the second. This is right where I go to try to finish this up, and it uses the same insignias that that he does. Um, And also here, this con daily drop uses the same stuff. And also, I I did this here. It's a chance to unlock an epic priority one spawn as cons quest. I did this day one, and I still haven't got one of those in my away team things. So I'll do it to say maybe get my chances better to do them. But for the most part, when I have went over here and done these over here, uh, they haven't been worth doing. Like I have a horror tiered out, so why the hell? And it's has some decent parts. You know, it's got some explorer uncommon parts. That would probably be the most attractive thing. That's decent too, but the most attractive thing in this thing would be that. I mean, I've already got her finished, so I would get nothing but patterns from that. But but then you also have to see who they want you to put in there. You do the auto assign, and this one's not too bad. Um, I thought I made a planetary chart pull. I should have had enough to do that one. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna have to contact one of the community managers in Discord because I am pretty certain that you can see uh, 11 hours ago I did make a pull in here and I should have had enough to make a. So I'm gonna have to get the community manager to look into it because I think I might have got cheated these planetary charts. I didn't look at it because I just made the pull because it uses this common uh, the common materials. It uses this, so you got bunches of that. So uh, I'm making pulls from that for this here, and I'm making pulls for the little bit of chump change you get of this affinity by doing the same right here. Um, so I don't know why I'm not able to pull that one because I thought I had 500 too later when I looked. I don't know. I mean, I hate when it does this right here where I know I don't have anything in these to pull because I did it when I first came before I started streaming. But it's still showing it's in the refinery. Okay, so the biggest part of this for the second part of the mechanic that just got introduced in the deal is the con thing, and it's uses these drop boxes. And the higher the system you get, the bigger the boxes. Like if in the 68 system where I just pulled, if I pulled a 99 box like that, it would have gave me 5,000 of those, and I only got 1,090. There's 2034 more. We'll go ahead and dump it, and but I might get enough for a mission when this is all done, but it'll be a lot harder to do. But yeah, I don't like this mechanic, even though it looks like I'm crushing this thing. It's just for the payoffs. The payoffs are better than anything we've ever had in the game, as far as officer wise. And between the last arc where they had the token thing in that, I was able to take my uh, here in the station. I was able to take this from mid 97 to where I finished it at 99. And if any of you guys are towards the end up, you know how huge those. I was able to do it in a week. was able to go from mid 97 to finishing it. And I've already had a few that didn't count because I upgraded them, like the one I did today. Um, but it was cool finishing this. I never thought we'd be able to do it. I mean, when they introduced it and they put that level 99, because we didn't have enough officers in the game at that point where you would have scored it all. Because I know that the guys that went and uh, bought the buildings, I think they were like stuck like at 90 something, you know. Uh, to me, there's been really one building that I actually went and bought beyond the day one pack. Some of them I'll do it, some of them I won't. But the one that I did do is for the archives. I did do this Nova building too. I bought the day one pack and upgraded it because it has some really good research in it. As you can see, I've got the uh, battleship and the interceptor one completely tiered out. I'm working on my explorer right now. Uh, and these buildings have been fairly easy to upgrade. The daily drips on these are fair, and we're also getting some in some of the battle passes. And the one that sucks is this one because they don't run the event very often, and the amount if I say I forget the damn event, I want to do it for the bonus PvP bonus. The problem is the exchange rate. If I go in here, let's find it. I think we'll probably have to go in the buildings. There we go. So if I buy $99, spend $100, that only gives me 23,000. That might give me 3 levels. You know, I know there's some people's pockets that are deep enough to do that, not mine. If I got a pack and would take me up to 50, that would be real attractive, but only to 44, maybe. And I'll put the word maybe because they get bigger as you go up. Uh, he may only give me this 43. But if took me all the way to 50, and then the next one 55, and then whatever. I think does it go all the way 70 or does it go up to? Oh yeah, it does. Damn no. I thought it might went up to 60 like the other build and some of the other builds because there wasn't a set op 70 when that was introduced. Okay, anyway, so but yeah, that one right there is really hard to upgrade. I mean, you get a little bit sometimes in I think it's the territory pass. Yeah, here we go. We had some right there. But you can see how little it is. Even if you buy the uh, battle pass, you're only getting you're not even getting like a third. Now here's some more later on. Still not a great amount of them, but when I did this pull, it might take me up to 42 on it. Some more here. That one will take me probably halfway to the next one, but you can see I'm a good ways from that. This one was last one I didn't even buy. Um, but this one I did for her shards because I've got mirror data tiered out. That's patterns for me, and it does have other good stuff in here. Most of these artifact stuff I've already got finished. This is going to help my board cube. Uh, you also get one for one of that building. I get some uh, cloak juice, not a whole lot, but also get some of these subspace relays. With the only way you can get those are through incursions. So that's a good, but for the most part, it was all about her. And I'm thinking if I keep the engagement where I am with his augments, I'll have her done in about 2.5 months, and she'll be completely done. And then I can rethink how much engagement I'm going to do with the loop. Probably none, unless there's uh, except for maybe the uncommon, because I don't see in 2 months me finishing all the strike team uh, officers or the mirror ones. But for now on, what I've decided, like with the stuff that I won yesterday with uh, the recruit tokens, um, I went ahead and went mirror universe for him. Even though I'm not close, I didn't have anybody that was close that I wanted, so I went ahead and I think I ended up giving 40 shards for mirror per card. Um, Now those packs that they sold in the store that are not, you can see mine's not in there because I bought it. Um, these Officer Depot tokens. Now, day one they can't had one that had 160, and then mid arc they put another version of that in there that you could get a limit of 2, and you can see I've got all 3 of them because it gave you 160,000 of these tokens. Well, uh, that equaled over 100 rare shards. Um, it helped me do some major damage, plus all the ones I won during the arc. Because I think I came in during the events that was for that. I either came in first or I think I came in third once because I hit that thing hard because I saw the value of what was there. And to me, that's what the game has become because there's a lot of stuff that, depending on your level, I mean, like I said, depending on your level, let's put that in capital letters. Uh, like this, there's an event going on right now that I haven't engaged with at all. Uh, the Return of the Mega Cube. That's an alliance one. I just got these from. Well, what do you score on? Uh, Hostels. I'm getting like the lowest things. You can see right here hostels when you get 2 points. So I've scored that just from my hostels, and you can see I'm not even in the leaderboard because I'm not engaging with this. The reason I'm not is not because it's a bad event. If you're a lower player and you don't have all these. See, I can make a Q. Q's the only one in this whole thing that I don't have tiered out. And for me, there's a lot of different ways to get Hugh now. So for me, it's not worth engaging the arc. This one is barely not. If it didn't have in this store that they have here, if it didn't have, it didn't have DeMarco and the Galactic Acclaim, then that's where I would go. You can see I met the pull that I made. The only pull I could make, I did for a Galactic Acclaim. And that's just because this new, normally it would be DeMarco all the way, but I've got other ways to source her, and there's This stuff is really bad sourcing from the whole event. The whole event, the fact that they got a 24-hour cooldown on this scrap, which I think it was after the very first one when most players uh, told them that, hey man, that we got we're drowning in this. This was like the second tournament. We're drowning in this stuff. It's not, the cooldown's too long. We can't redeem the stuff. Well, they've never changed it, even though they were saying that they were going to. Um, so, like the very first event, when these turn over, you get an event, SMS that gives you Syndicate XP, and then you get a leaderboard event that gives you uh, loot for this store. Um, but it's a paltry amount of loot unless you win it, and still it's not worth what you have to do to win it. Um, so they have no real sourcing for the store. There's not any true sourcing for the store. They did sell that stuff for a little bit, but they stopped doing it like 5 ago. Um, because I bought it so I could unlock DeMarco the first running of this, and because I saw the value of DeMarco from the very jump, and I even got an argument with Rev over DeMarco when he pushed Scopely to change the leaderboard event that month to uh, whatever her name, the Armada officer. Let me go ahead and make this check. Let's see. Let me find what the best way to find her. I don't think she. No, she wouldn't be there. Let's go. I'll just pull ship and then push lower deck. That'd probably be the easiest way to find her. Not Lyle. Where is she? She's usually right next to her. Eh. I don't think I got her in the ship I'm on. Okay, well, hold on. I know another way I can do it. Let's go assign officers. Because I've got her on the bridge crew of one of my setups in here. Here you go, Dash. Well, they were going to, the third week of that arc, they were going to do a DeMarco leaderboard. But Rev and a couple of other people argued with Scopely and got them to change it. So what they ended up doing is they repeated the same thing where they gave you an SMS for her, and they instead, after a bunch of the biggest spenders in the game went freaked out because most of us understood how good she was, and they ended up putting one of those regional leaderboards where. But what was funny about it, there was enough people that bought into what some of these guys were saying. Me, I got second, and my buddy, who's the highest player in the game on this server, got first. And we put daylight between the third guy because they didn't understand how good DeMarco really is. Um, DeMarco's a top 5 player. I mean, she's a top 5 officer in the game easily. And is Dash a good officer? Absolutely. I won't argue that with anybody at all. Uh, but we have, how many Armada officers do we have in the game? If they took her out tomorrow, we wouldn't miss her, is what I'm saying. DeMarco is a whole different story. Um, DeMarco's lower deck ability was is better than Seven's. And what she can do on the bridge for your armadas and these invading entities is really hardly unmatched. You put her uh, the in 7 and 9 and what's his name on your armada crew. You don't need it's going to be a long time before there'll be a new meta. You go with this crew here. Let's go ahead and the one that I've got here. This is the new meta. This right here. This you're gonna have a hard time beating this crew. This crew can almost do anything on all of them. Um, I've got him completely tiered out. 7 and 9 is really close, and DeMarco is just a monster. Yeah, that's a good setup too. But I tell you, go ahead and try this one here. I got up here, unless they're low tiered. Uh, I know because we tried. We messed around with it back when it was. The reason I know this back when the rares were hard for us to kill. The rare Zindi when we didn't have cubes that were more powerful than the damn thing. We'd put these in our 60 epic ships, and be able to solo them. And but yeah, I mean that is a good crew. They're really three really good crews. You can go the one I just said right here. I don't know if I got all my officers here. Um, Let me find it. So we go with this one, and like I said, some of my other he's not going to be there, and she's not going to be there, and neither is her. I have other officers that are in my other ship. It's out right now, but that's a good bridge crew. You can go. Where's he at? Oh, he's right here. Have you the DS9 crew? Was it okay? Below deck. I need group. Now that's a good crew, but you can augment that crew and put find him. Where's he at? Oh, let's go power. Lorca in her place. That back when we were trying to do rares and the rares in the beginning, this was ended up scoring real high. And the one he's talking about is let me find him. Where's John Luke at? We go John Luke. Yeah, let's go group. If you don't have DeMarco, guys, whoever watching, this is the crew I used for a long time in the game. Let's find her. Let's go back. Power. This is a crew I used before I got my DS9 people tiered up a little bit. She's out on a mission, but I would go Bev, Picard, Bev, and Eunice here. That was a really good crew, and the one he's talking about is is going to getting find her. Let's go lower deck. It'll be easier to find her that way. DeMarco there. That's a really good crew as well. So like I said, we went through I went through four crews, and you notice who wasn't in one of those crews. It was Daz. She wasn't. I didn't choose her, but she is really good for the Chimeras. Um, and when you're doing like a multi, like I have her in um, the Crenum, my Crenum cruise. She's in there, and you can see this is the crew I use in my in is one of the crews I got Picard, Riker, E. Picard, Riker, and Lorca, and then on the other one because they're a little bit different. They're not classified as true armadas. Uh, I mean, I tried it and did okay, but I mean, I experienced it. I wasted so many freaking uh, directives because I couldn't punch up, and it was driving me mad. And uh, but like I said, I showed we did four. You guys use that? Any of those crews we just talked about right there? You're gonna do good, and I don't have her in that. But is she a bad officer? No. She has really good abilities. And we'll go over that. But is she better than DeMarco? Hell no. Here she is. Let's go ahead and put her in here. You got the safe cracker, which you gain loot for armadas. Now there's some alliances. They see guys take loot crews and they don't ask. They get pissed off. I never had heard about that until we merged and people were bumping me because I had freaking loot crews in there. And it was something we did on my server, you know. But I found out that is a thing. I did ask in Discord because I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. But uh, she does give you a loot crew bonus right there, which is a decent one. And then she has this ability that's a pretty good ability where uh, your chance shots go up against invading entities for 2 rounds. And it's kind of like a con type uh, ability. Does she suck? No. But if you already got crews that are working really well on, because right now there's not a uh, armada in the game I can't do, and that's just not because I was a 70. That I was already there at 66. Op 66. There wasn't an armada in the game that I couldn't uh, do, and now that I got the stupid little ships that for those newer ones, I'm good to go on there. I used okay. That one would work too. Reaction that would work. That crew would work well too. But like I said, there's so many options. If you're going to weigh a leaderboard event between her and her, there's really no comparison. And but because she works for both, she helps you say, "Oh well, man, I'm not a PvP guy." Well, hell, man, she's really good for armadas, and she's really good for uh, these invasion hostiles that we just finished. Because you're going to use her for killing the hostiles, and you're going to use her on the Chimera crew, and uh, because that's what I use for the Chimera crew. I use, let's see, where's DeMarco? I'll put DeMarco here, and disregard the lower deck because I don't have all my guys in. Where's he at? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I need to go DS9. I didn't go down far enough. This. That's my bridge crew for the Chimeras. And I'm suppose you could put what's his name up here. And that would be good, but he's too damn good to leave him back. Uh, I kill those Chimera even when I was using just my border cube at the tier lower than it is now. I could kill it in 5 rounds using this crew, and not the lower decks. Disregard because that's a freaking mess right there. Because I got my other guys in the other ship, and but but yeah, there's is she a niche officer? Absolutely. But can you use her like if you're gonna do like some kind of multi stuff like the Chimeras where you need one ship? Yeah, absolutely. I don't know when you do some of the solo armadas. I've got ships that I solo most of them. The only one that I do put a second one is on the rare uh, 69s and the epic 70 solo armadas up in there. I'll send both my cubes up there. And I use the DS9 crew for the second cube. So, but but yeah, there's so many different options, but there's not another. I mean, I guess the closest PvP officer there is to DeMarco is 7, but her ability was as good as 7's when you unlocked her, you know. And who doesn't need put it this way, who doesn't need 2 7s of 9s in this game? You know, who doesn't? Or 2 DeMarcos. You know, you could put I definitely love to have DeMarco that I could put in my Enterprise E right now and not just on my Krechna. And then I could move my 7 of 9 to my baby Krechna, and which would free me and give me a better officer to stick down here with this guy, you know. So it's a chain reaction. You know, like when Joachim came in there, that helped me be able to put to move I think I had Pella below deck. So when I got him, I was able to stick Pella here, you know, to give me some defensive coverage on these because this is an all offense type thing. And uh, now that I mean, I was listening to some complaints on Discord. I think it was during I can't remember which arc it was because the officers were. It might have been during the Q. They were complaining that they were all PvP, but there isn't enough. If you're in like an arena situation where you're going to be using multiple ships, because you know everybody's ship's going to die. You're going to go against a. Eventually, you're going to go against a dude that's bigger than you, and you're going to need multiple ships to have good crews. And that's one of the things I like about this game because it's a chess match. Now they for a while they made it more like checkers, you know, but where I could just put my strike team officers in their ship, and it was me. It was got who had the highest tiered officers and the bigger ship always won. There was no uh, and then they started introducing the lower deck officers, which changed stuff for the better. And then they started introducing like the Freeman crew, the mirror universe, and I've yet to really know this the retaliation crews, the ones like the Specialist 7 and Soren and stuff like. I haven't seen them make a huge difference, but they do. Some of those guys do have really good lower deck abilities. That's how for the most part, I'm using most of those officers. But I sure wasn't griping that they gave me some more possibilities lower deck. Hell no, give me more of those. Because really, so many people got so much invested in some of these PVE crews. Just like where you went all in on the Strange New World ones, and you got your James Kirk, your Sam Kirk high, or you got like me now, where I've got all my almost done with all my Voyager officers. Um, and then when they would put in a new crew that tier two is way better than anything that you got, that really sucks. But when they do stuff with these, like the retaliation officers and stuff, that gives you some abilities where you can mix and match some of these things, and uh, gives you the able to punch up on certain people. That's cool. But there are people that are lazy in the game that would love just to go into this store and buy their winning solution. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard that DJ put out a deal saying that even though it says augment exile uh, PVE crew, he doesn't work on uh, this is what someone's saying, that his ability doesn't really do well with this that uh, I don't know about Seska, but Seska's a hard officer to source. So if you're gonna spin, I would think it'd be for her. To be honest with you, because Seska's the only way you can get Seska is right here. Where is it? The DTI store. After you get the ship, it gives you like a pull that gets you pretty close, and then you can go in here and use these credits, which is fine and good if there isn't other things that you value more than her. And I don't see her as a really must-have officer. This is kind of stupid that they made her a PvE officer. She was a villain in the Voyager series. If anybody should be a PvP officer, it should be her. You know what I'm saying? She should have some kind of sabotage ability, you know, where if you put her ship, she uh, takes away. She's one of those officers that affects the bridge crew on the other ship. Something like that. That's what she should be. But again, most of these guys don't understand the series that they're making these stuff for. But I was kind of surprised. I figured she would be a PvP officer when I unlocked her, or when I looked down in the thing down there. But she's not. Now, the one officer that I really want that I don't have um, is a Mirror Hora. And that's just because uh, when I could have done damage when I was in my mid 60s here, I had people in my alliance that didn't want to play them. And that was before they had the public option. So I was sitting there locked where I couldn't get into a match. I would sit there in the queue for 6 hours and couldn't get a second or third guy that pop in because they were such wimps. Because every once in a while we get a bad matchup. Big deal. This is a free mechanic that doesn't cost you anything at all. All it does is reward. Sure, you might get a matchup with the biggest spenders in the game, but hell, you still get loot whether you win or lose. The only thing that it fucks up on you is the ranking part of it. And I've got as high as gold 2. Um, but I was stupid and I didn't go in here and make this claim.
because as soon as I dropped back to gold one, uh, I should have done it. I thought about doing it, and then we then my the group that I was in lost three in a row and put me out of gold two. I should have went in there and pulled it, but we were winning. I thought there was a chance that I would be able to go up and unlock. Or no, it was gold three. I think it's backwards, right? The highest is the better. So I knew that one of these I could come in here and make a pull, and I didn't do it because I thought we were going to be able to unlock the next level. So I didn't get do it, man. I regret that. I right now I think I'm what level am I? I think I'm either right at gold one or the last silver deal because we the last one I did we did win, but the guy one of the guys that was in my group had he went like two matches longer than he wanted to, and so when he dropped out, I never found another setup in the public where I could do it again. But yeah, I screwed up there. I can't remember if it was I could have made a pull. I think it's gold three. I think it's backwards. It goes highest. The higher the better. But I could have made this pull and I didn't do it. I kick myself every time I look in this thing about that because I thought we had a real chance to go to the next level because we're about a third of the way into that one and we were winning at a good clip. And this thing has some deals where speed ups. It's one of the only places in the game you can get a 3 day speed up. I could make that pull, but I'm not going to. I didn't get in any of them on this coming Monday because, like I said, I wasn't feeling good this week. I was actually asleep. I think there was like 2 hours left, and I looked a couple of times, and I'd go into there, and there was nobody, you know. And man, they didn't really help for a while when it was so damn buggy. The mechanic that is. Remember they took it down for like 3 weeks and then brought it back and didn't really fix much of it, but it got better. Yeah, I'm gonna need. I'm gonna go ahead and load this up. I'm gonna go. I need to put some noodles to cook so I can give me something to eat. I'm gonna make me some macaroni and cheese, and I'm gonna eat part of it now, then part of it before I go to work this afternoon. I'm gonna put this. I'm off mic if it sounds a little bit low, but what I'm doing is I'm filling up pasta things so I can cook some macaroni while those grind. Okay, started cooking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start once it gets to boil, I'm gonna add the noodles to it, and when that's done, I'll set a 20, uh, 15-minute timer. Once the 15 minutes are going, then I'm going to end the stream and eat because I'm hungry. Uh, but man, you see how many of these I've popped. But like I said, when I get done with this, I'm going to not have to. I got some pulls for a few days in there. How much have I got? I got 21 million in there right now. And pretty much a full pull is like 4 million something. And I've got like, I think like 2 million in there now. I think. And you see, there it is. It froze up again. Okay. That's where the bug is. It does this every once in a while. Okay. And the question is, do I want to bring it back or not? Let's see if we can find another node that we can clear. How about this one? Yeah, let's bring that one back. Let it pull that one down. That one was not empty a while ago. Now this one here, because like I said, we got a couple of guys in one of those roach alliances that's going up there popping ships. I'm going to pull him out of there and put him somewhere else. But this gives me this gives me enough to clear the daily. Okay, I should have. I might have to clear localization, but in the store, in the recruit part of it, I should have a token in here for this. For a free treasury here. But the odd thing about this treasury that was what I was telling some of the guys in Alliance is normally when we get once apart one, it will favor one of the three, like you'll get this amount for the other two, but you'll get a bonus amount for one of these. Well, this one didn't do that. This one's just straight down the board. Even when you look at the mats, it'll be this. I think it'll be the same. I think that's what I noticed. So yeah. Well, no, looks like no. Wait a second. It looks like it is an interceptor one because you got more uh, uh, crystal in it. But the parts is what was weird. So you get more. So this one's going to help me a lot because it's interceptor for the mats part of it, but the parts is not. I didn't go far down and look enough on this, but I was saying it was even, but it's not. It's an interceptor pack with the parts are not adjusted. I don't know if they know that the. I'm sure that's by design because once you get to the higher levels, and which my treasury is a op 67, so they're knowing at the part that the choke down is going to start on these parts. So instead of making it like I'll give you an example I'm talking about in the store. I think if they're not in the store, I won't be able to do it, but they were on the stream the other night. I went in here and showed you when it popped up. Um, War room key packs. Okay, how much is in here? Oh, that's for the. I think that's for the research. Use to unlock bundles in the war chest. What the hell? What is that? Uh, no, they don't have. Well, that Section 31 pack they had in here just a couple of days ago, um, gave you more parts for one of the uh, versions of the ship, whether it be the battleship, the Explorer, Interceptor. It gave you more parts than what you're getting here, but you don't get all three. So this is going to help me part wise for all three of my ships, and especially help me with my Interceptor. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it, and there we go. We look at the let's see, let's look at the speed ups. Wow, it didn't give me any Sigma regular speed ups. It did the repair. That totally blows. Uh, the best part, it was free. I didn't have to pay anything. I grinded one out doing the other stuff or the other battle pass to get them, and you also get a little chunk when you every month when you clear the daily thing. So this is going to help me on the weekend pretty much, plus whatever I earn the next couple of days. So this is going to give me, huh? What's going on with the battleship? Why is the battleship not lit up? Oh, still didn't give me enough rare ore for these. I could easily do this and fix that part, but oh yeah, it was a battleship one, so it was an interceptor one, so it didn't give you any ore. Okay, so it can help two of my ships, and not all three like I thought. But it did give me some parts that I can use later on when I do get the ore. Um, let's see what that did for my Enterprise E. I think the only upgrade I could make before was the cargo bay, and I'm still there. Let's see what's holding me back. Or still need about 19,000 uncommon there, and this one will be easily obtained by the weekend. So I'll be able to do my warp engine, or how about one of my gun? Man, any of my guns here I'll be able to do probably this weekend. So that's probably where I'll go. I'll probably make an upgrade here. Uh, but the one that's going to help me the most is probably my little Kretschna. I doubt that I'm going to get enough parts in the next few days to help me with this. Well, I do have enough rare parts that if I can get some more crystal, I can make a upgrade here, and it really won't hurt my baby Kretschna at all because it's using the uncommon parts. But the thing I really want to do the most is this. This is the uh, upgrade I want to do the most, and I'm 30,000 away from doing it. And unfortunately, that's not even sniffing a pack. I'd have to spend $200 to do that. I don't think I got any multiphasics. Let's see if I got any multiphasics. I don't think I did. I think when I did that battle pass today, I made a pull. Yeah. Oh, but you know what I haven't done today? In the event store, I didn't do this. Okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead and bring this one home. And I'll switch him and put him on one of these nodes in here. I'll look for one I can pull down. That one's full. Wish those were there a while ago. We'll put him on that one when he gets back. All right, go check the water real quick. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn up the heat, and it's not real hot yet. What happened there? I didn't mean to put that much oil in there. All right, let's get my spoon. Where did I put it? There we go. We'll wash it off. I'm gonna stir that in there real good. Put a little salt in. Now this got warmed up. Make it easier to dissolve. Okay. Okay, so looks like I got another 5-10 minutes to let it boil. I turned the heat down too low on it. Let's see. Let's go back. See if we can finish this up. But as far as the art goes, to me, like I said, I'll have a whole video on it. It was kind of mixed bag. The officer requisition was probably the best arc we've ever had in the game. But the thing what you had to do to get it was the rub. And you continue getting it because it's going to be uh, a, a deal that continues to give. It's sort of like, because the same guy designed both of these, the mirror universe and all that was involved with that. Because most of these guys are thinking that the new ship that's coming out next week when they do the arc launch is going to be a ship that helps you with this loop. I hope they're right, but I don't think that's not really Mr. Tiger's MO. And I'll tell you why. Uh, so he started this Mirrorverse. So they come with a Galaxy Quest. We get the Galaxy Quest. Well, that little ship doesn't really help you in here. Well, what he did is he made a new class of hostile, uh, a new space with hazards where only that little ship can go in there and do something. That was the kind of the beginning of that, where you basically had to have a certain ship to even engage with the mechanic. That was the first. Then we got the Rev and the Relativity and the Junker now. Um, Now the Junker itself, even when I tried to do like the G6, um, what was it, Epic, or what do they call that damn thing? When I go in here and I try Elite Solo, when I try to do one of these, the ship's too damn weak. The beam that it shoots out doesn't do enough damage to them. Even though mine's near tier 10, uh, it doesn't do a lot. It's a useless ship. I might as well just go ahead. And I did better. I did better when I took both my Kretschnas and my Enterprise E and just took them on without that stupid ship. I went farther. Still, they're too powerful. Like Wave 4 on. Like I think both of these could kill like two or my big Kretschna could kill 3 or 4 of them. This one's like maybe two, and this one died either on the first or second. And then you're stuck with one or two ships trying to do a wave defense, and not very easily done. So I can take it. I can finish through wave three with my ships, but after that, no dough. I can finish one of these. It's not easy just because how fast the ships move in, but I don't. I got relatively no hull damage. Repairs are very cheap, but I still just do mostly these because I can finish the whole thing and whatnot. But to keep that refinery going, I got to come in here and do one of these every once in a while. Um, but what I'm thinking is going to happen with the new arc is we're definitely gonna have. Let me go out of here. We're definitely going to have some kind of addition. There's no doubt there's going to be another hostile added or another system next to it. There's going to be something added or something above it. Maybe here, and it's going to have a different type of hostile, and the ship's going to be connected to that hostile. Uh, but I don't want to. I don't know this. I don't have any inside information from Scopely saying that, but I just know the mo of the guy that we're talking about that created this whole mechanic and designed this stuff. There's no way that the next the next part of the arcs is just going to improve the quality of this one. That's not going to happen. We're going to have at least one more hostile or some kind of armada. Uh, we're going to have uh, 30 level hustles already. I don't know. I don't know when they're going to add the G7 stuff in, but I've heard it could be as quickly as fall. But from what the guy was saying in that video, I would say that I would think it's going to be more of a around the December arc is what I'm guessing. But I'm hearing people thinking it's going to be within 2 months, which I don't think. I don't think they're going to be. I don't think the population of people at 70 right now is quite high enough that they can uh, do anything with another low. I think it's growing every day because I'm seeing more and more people in the private Discord asking to be put up to 70. Those little icon they give you. Uh, so I don't think it's far away, but I don't think it's going to be. Something just fell. What was it that just fell? Oh, it was my. Okay, now it's boiling really good, so I'm gonna start my noodles. It boiled my cup, my thing out of it. Let's go ahead and add the noodles now. What do I do with them? Here they are. Yeah, they went from hardly any boil to like almost boiling over it knocked my little spoon out of there. Okay. I'm gonna stir it in real quick, and I'm gonna put my timer 15 minutes. Why did it not start? All right, guys. I think that's gonna do it for the stream tonight. Uh, I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be on. Maybe because my work schedule is crazy. I don't feel like I said I'm very tired when I get off of work, so I'm gonna have a hard time just completing my dailies the next few days. I doubt I'm gonna be very active in incursions because when the way they scheduled it, I'm working both Thursday night 6 to 6, Friday night 6 to 6, and Saturday night 6 to 6. So hopefully they'll schedule it on maybe a Saturday that I'm not working here sometime soon. And if they do, then do a we'll do a 24-hour stream if we can. Uh, but this time I'm probably going to be very inactive, even though I don't want to be. So let's make these. I'll make these things real quick, and I don't think I have anything in these. Yeah, I don't. It keeps showing me I've got stuff, and I don't. Mm. So let's see if we got enough. Before we go, I'll see if I got enough for a mission yet. I don't think I do yet. I think if I do, it's going to be one of the low ones. Where's it at? Okay, I've got enough for the level 2, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait until I got enough for. Let's see, I've got enough. Yeah, I do a little bit more of grinding in here. I'll have enough to do this one. This is the one I want because it gives me the most of those insignias. Um, I wish I could clear the nightmare one because they gives you like 5,000 insignias to clear that one, but no time soon am I going to be there. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you later. Like I said, it'll probably be a few days, probably looking Sunday before I'll be online. And until next time.